It's time for Real Talk with Brian and Dan, the weekly talk radio show dedicated to discussing important real estate topics, plus insight into the local community. With a combined experience of over 50 years as local real estate brokers from the Eastside Real Estate team at Keller Williams Realty Bellevue. Here's your hosts, Brian Levitt and Dan Edwards.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 KKNW. You are joining us live on April 1st, 2020. It's not a joke. This is real quarantine, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you're settling in to your second full week of the official Washington State, what we're calling Washington State Work From Home Initiative. Stay safe, stay home. But we are glad you are watching online with us or listening today. You can find our videos streaming online at youtube.com and also on Facebook and on 1150 KKNW's YouTube channel. If you're looking at this or past episodes, we would love for you to listen to those on anywhere you can find our Facebook, Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts. And additionally, past broadcasts are on the Eastside Real Estate team or on the YouTube channels. Just simply go to the eastsiderealestateteam.com and subscribe. We've got a great show today. Huh, Brian?
We do.
I'm looking forward to talking with our guests today, Stephanie Johnson and Sean Turnquist. But before we talk to our guests today, we, of course, have some talk. So, Brian, what is happening in the world of real estate today?
Well, we're all being impacted in different ways by the effects of the coronavirus. If you're in a position to buy a home today, know that you're a major economic force in your neighborhood. And while we all wait patiently for the current pandemic to pass, there are lots of things you can do in the meantime to keep your home search on track. Every year, the National Association of Realtors shares a report that notes the full economic impact of home sales. This report summarizes the total economic impact of real estate-related industries on the state economy, as well as the expenditures that result from a single home sale, including aspects like home construction cost, real estate brokerage, mortgage lending, and title insurance.
So you think about the total economic impact, and as we've discussed over the last couple of shows, we know that there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. But the one thing that we do know is that the real estate industry not only propels itself, but it also propels a lot of other ancillary industries like real estate, mortgage and lending, title insurance. What else, Brian?
Well, it propels so much of our economy. That's why the state revisited their position on real estate being an essential workers. And I think something that was interesting, Dan, in the meeting this morning, our team meeting, about the volume of sales. I think a lot of people are under the impression that real estate is shut down. But as we discussed on our East Side market, 158 new listings in the last week and 240 pending sales. And you got to realize that's a huge financial impact on the market that we're experiencing. I mean, right now you look at a lot of things that are shut down, real estate's going strong, and that's going to be a big asset towards keeping our economy going.
Yeah, and I really think that it's important to note the different ideas. Like when it comes to buying a home, there are more than just one reason to buy a home.
Right.
Recently we just helped a couple, and they actually have decided it's time to downsize their home. And this was something that they've been deciding now, not just for 6 months, but for several years. And could you imagine their situation is such is that they've got a home that is bigger than their needs. And so they're paying for square footage that they just don't use. Right. So as you look at an essential service, by them being able to downsize into a home that fits their needs, there's two things they're doing. One, they're taking appropriate actions for them and in their lives to reduce the cost of living somewhere. And they're actually freeing that home up for a family that perhaps is looking for a bigger home. So it's kind of funny because a lot of times people may suggest that buying a home is a luxury item. The reality is we all need a place to shelter. And I think most of the folks out there right now could say they're either happy with the home they're quarantined in or they're uncomfortable with the home they're quarantined in. And I don't know, I feel very comfortable with my home, except for the occasional dog barking, but that's my own, my own choice. So just keep in mind when you're buying a home, you are making an impact on the market. It's a place for people to live, and then you're also generating jobs that create income for the appraiser, a loan officer, title agent, real estate agent, and many other contributors in our process. For every person or business that you work with throughout the transaction, there's likely a team behind them that makes it happen. So we've got Gabby, we have our closer Danny over at WFG, Amanda Peterson, who's our title rep. There's a lot of folks that essentially get paid throughout the process.
Right. Yeah, a lot of hands that touch a transaction. I think something too is that even with the impact that we're experiencing from the pandemic, people still have to move. There's times when people, have a job transfer. I mean, even right now, there's companies transferring people in and out. And if you're staying at a hotel waiting for your home to close, you got to be happy that all those people are still working. So, right now, it's still a very brisk market with multiple offers on listings and decent inventory. There's good inventory out there for the buyers.
Yeah, Brian and I had a conversation 2 days ago with an agent in Arizona, and we asked him just kind of what the status is. Because Keller Williams agents are pretty connected throughout the United States, we can really reach out to somebody, not just random, but somebody who is actually in a position to understand the market. Steve Shader has spent 45 years in the industry, and we asked him what was happening in Arizona, and he told us the same thing is happening here. Is people still have to move. There's still great things to buy, and my heart goes out to those people that are in a position of uncertainty. So I don't want to minimize that, but I certainly want to encourage others that if you see a level of stabilization, because of the numbers that Brian mentioned earlier, 150 homes listed in the last 7 days on the east side and 200 pending. That's a negative impact on inventory, meaning there's less inventory. So if you find something you like, what's the bottom line, Brian?
Bottom line is whenever you purchase a home, you're an economic driver. Even if you're not ready or able to make a move now, there are things you can do to keep your own process moving forward so you're set when the time is right for you. Let's connect to keep your home search and your local contributions on track.
Awesome. Well, that concludes our Real Talk segment for today. If you're interested in this topic and any other topics we've covered in our Real Talk segment, please check out our blog at the eastsiderealestateteam.com/blog. And if you'd like to talk with us directly, you can do so with any of your real estate questions. Just give us a call at 425-200-4093. Thanks for listening. Coming up next, we're going to be speaking with our lender for our Mortgage Moment segment. After this commercial break, we'll hear from Michael Burdick, an experienced loan consultant with Loan Depot. More Real Talk right after this short break.